Naspers is a multinational media giant with stakes in internet businesses in emerging markets, pay TV and print media.
Right, so the reason this one is here because it owns 35% of a business which is listed in Hong Kong but based in Shenzhen in mainland China called Tencent. It's got like 30,000 engineers working in that area. Its core business, Tencent, is a chat product called WeChat, but it's also a major provider of internet and widely distributed mobile phone games in the mainland Chinese community.
Company has a market cap of 709.7 billion rand, and just a dollar equivalent there is 60.4 billion US dollars. PE of 99 and a dividend yield here of just 1%.
Yeah. So I'm putting that in perspective from the dollar point of view. So we've gone from $224 billion down to 60. So that's a big shift downwards. But I think that's what you'd expect. Tencent, they only own 35% of it. I think that much is clear. They also own the Multichoice platform. They also own all of the e-commerce businesses around the world and so on. That's why we like them. Trading at around 1,700 rands.
Wow, we better get
share.
back into this one very quickly before it hits 2,000, Paul, because that graph doesn't look as though it's coming back.
It is not. And my sense is that the aggregate sum of the parts continues to be more and more valuable. They've got some businesses in that e-commerce portfolio that are worth hundreds of billions of rands. The Multichoice business, if it was on its own, making 7 billion rands of profits a year, is probably worth 200 or 300 billion rand, given its growth potential. You know, they've only got like, what is it, 8 million subscribers in Africa, in a continent with 1 billion people potentially. Everybody is wanting to watch the soccer. Everyone's wanting to watch all the other movie content and so on. So
there's some serious competitors coming into the DSTV space. You just got to think about what Netflix will do once that is widely accessible in South Africa and Africa.
And that is an issue, and of course it's a function of whether people have got an adequate internet connection, because Netflix doesn't work unless you've at least got a 3 or 4 megabit per second download uncapped internet connectivity, which is not all that widely available in this country. But once you start getting fiber and that sort of thing. But look, Multichoice are alert to that, and that's why they're coming with things like their DSTV Catch-Up Plus and so on, which you download content and so on and so forth.
Let's just talk about a bit about the management, because Chris Becker is on sabbatical at the moment. Bob van Dijk is in as the CEO. He's maintained a pretty low profile compared to Chris Becker.
And he's based himself in Amsterdam, where they've got certain investment businesses. And I think it's because they wanted a CEO who's going to push the e-commerce generation. Look, Tencent has got his own fabulous management, Pony Ma and those guys. You don't need to watch them too much. So I'm happy with the management team as it stands. I think the internet portfolio and media portfolio that they've got already, even if they never did another deal ever, is enough to get you to 2,000 and beyond.
Is this now your favorite stock? Many years ago, it used to be MTN, but it looks as though Naspers has basically pipped MTN in your
I love
levels of
MTN as well.
favorability.
MTN is in it with results today saying they've got 225 million customers. I mean, these are all big game plays in the same real area. You know, at the end of the day, mobile connectivity media. But to bring it back to WeChat, you know, I was in China in October last year just to go and see what it all was all about, because the Chinese government doesn't allow Google or Facebook or any of the Western media companies to operate inside of China.
It's quite a culture shock when you arrive there and you can't use your Twitter mechanisms or any of other...
It's a real shocker. You can't Google anything, you can't use Google Maps. And that's what gives China, with its 1.3 billion people, such great commercial opportunity for Alibaba and for Tencent, which are by far the 2 dominant players there. So I suspect that they'll go from strength to strength. WeChat, even if it doesn't make any impact globally. And Chinese people have got a lot to talk about. They like interacting on that basis. There's a lot of micropayment revenues which come to Tencent from people upgrading their avatars, paying for premium services. You know how these games work. You know, you're playing the game, you get knocked out, your game's over. If you pay like 1 yuan, then you can renew and play again. Otherwise, you're going to wait for tomorrow.
Can't say I know how they work, but I'm glad you've been able to give us the lowdown. Hot or not on Naspers?
Definitely hot on Naspers. I think it's got to be back in the portfolio. That's why I organized this show, so we could do exactly that.
I understood your strategy from the outset.